What's up, fam? Hey, thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and when you subscribe, hit that little notification bell. So every time I drop a video, you'll be the first to know about it. Today, I want to bring a story about a situation that happened over the weekend. It's been gripping the headlines over the past few days. And matter of fact, disclaimer right off the bat: I in no way, shape, or form condone the actions of this brother. No, what he felt he was going through, pulling the trigger and killing people, it's like when you have a last resort, that this comes after the last resort. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many options out there now. Whether he felt that he had options, I don't know. I don't know the dude's whole story. All I know is what we see online. You know what the news has said, what the court documents say. So that's all we can go. That's all we can go by. But with that being said, I want to talk about a young brother. When I say young brother, I think he's 44 years old, but still fairly young. And this past Saturday, he went and killed his ex-girlfriend, his ex-wife, and then shot himself, but did not harm his children. So like I say, in the story, the brother saying that he's been in a long custody battle with his ex-wife, dealing with his two smaller children. And then I guess he just felt he had enough, felt he couldn't take it anymore, and just ended up, committing murder-suicide. But anyway, I'm gonna go to the story. This story here is out of the website is K-R-O.7.com. I believe maybe out of Baltimore. And it says, man citing dual custody battle kills both women himself while streaming on Facebook Live. Now, a lot of people have an opinion on this story, but the angle I want to come from, is about the court system and how, I feel the courts need to stop playing with these people's lives. And I just never felt that the court system was ever out there. They don't care about the kids. They don't care about I know they don't care about the dad, because the courts is like, in this country, are like against the fathers. And I can tell you that from personal experience, which I will get into while we go through the story. But like I said, the courts got to stop playing with people's lives. If they really cared about the children, they really cared about the family structure, stuff like this, I feel, wouldn't happen as much, or people wouldn't feel the way this man felt. But let's go through the story, shall we? It's out of Baltimore. It says authorities in Baltimore allege a man embroiled in separate custody battles of two women gunned them both down Saturday while filming himself on Facebook Live before turning the gun on himself. You can say Rajiv Sharif Black's young daughters were in his parked BMW X3 at the time of the second shooting. The children, ages 4 and 5, were unharmed and did not witness the murder-suicide, which took place at the Columbia apartment complex of their mother, Wendy Natalie Black. So let's say Mr. Black, killed his ex-wife and then himself inside the vestibule of Wendy Black's apartment building just after 2 p.m. on this past Saturday. Now, little backstory. Mr. Black, his wife, and his girlfriend all were in some form, shape, or other nurses. I believe they may have all been. I know he was an anesthetist, so nurse practitioner, anesthesiologist. I don't know if it's the same thing or different things, whatever, but he nurse practitioner dealing with anesthesia. So he's making pretty good money, real good money, at least 6 figures, high 6 figures, easy. Low to mid 6 figures. When I say high, I mean like maybe about 200,000, something like that. And all three of them were pretty much in the same field. And I saw someone said in a post that, he learned how to, like, vet his women. How could he go through the same thing twice? And you understand what I'm talking about when I keep reading. But the thing about it is, this is his field. That's his job. I mean, he works in a hospital. He works in a certain department. If he's going to be involved with anyone romantically, what have you, most likely it's going to be in that field. Now, we always say, man, you don't take a crap where you eat. It's like you don't mix business and pleasure. And it's always dangerous because anything can happen, relations break up, get into a big fight. Now, trust me, it's going to be all over the job, the workplace. But I don't know, for some reason we always do it, and like I said, a lot of times it ends up bad. It says here that the murder suicide occurred 35 minutes after Baltimore officers were dispatched to the home of Tara LeBang, which was his ex-girlfriend. This is an Asian lady. Keep that in mind. Brother Black was married to a black lady, didn't marry an Asian lady, but keep that in mind. LeBang, 41, was found dead inside. A neighbor said that they heard that the doorbell camera could pick up 6 gunshots. They said the Blacks and LeBang all worked in healthcare as anesthetists. So I'm gonna scroll down here and let's talk about what the brother said on the video. And he says, "I've been fighting for custody for 3 years." Black says to the camera. He said, I guess a curse word or whatever. Said has been real crazy. Then he said, as he continues, he talks about meeting someone new, presumably LeBang, who he says got pregnant. Then he describes the aftermath of the fight. The first thing she does is threaten that she's going to do the same thing. You're never going to see your kids, blah, 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 blah. Black says, it's the holidays, man. I don't have no family, nothing. Now, when he said the same thing, it's his wife, his ex-wife, who he's in the original custody battle with, accused him of molesting his daughters. Now, he got 2 daughters that were in his car after the shooting. That was 4 and 5 years old. He's been in custody battle for at least 3 years. So if you put the 2 together, that means his ex-wife has said he has been molesting his daughters since they was at the age of 1 and 2. 1 and 2 years old. I won't say it's hard to believe, but it's hard to believe. And if it's true, then that's sick. But again, keep that in mind as I get further into the story. Quote, anyway, I just did something crazy, man. Black said, I just shot my ex-girlfriend in the head, felt like a dream. So basically shot her 6 times and who knows how many times he hit in the head or whatever. He said, I never thought I would be that guy. Black says he appears to walk near the building. I can't go to prison, which I know a lot of people say that. I myself say, man, I ain't made for prison, ain't trying to go to jail. So the person that really started my depression and all this was my ex-wife. So she's next. Then I'm going to do myself too. All while standing outside of her home. He said, I just want to say this to people. Don't play with people's emotions, man. He says, he looks around his surroundings. Don't lie to these men. And it's funny, it's funny, but interesting when he says that, he looks up, he said, oh, there's my ex-wife right there. And you see the doors open. So I wonder what this man was going to say before that door opens. Because the way it sounded like he had something else to get off his chest. But yet when he saw his ex-wife, it just clicked. And he just went to action and just did what he did. Says a moment later, he appeared to spot Wendy Black as she opens the door to the building. Now, you didn't hear her say anything or holler, you just heard him. So, I mean, what made her open the door, look outside, and then what made her close the door? Maybe she was seeing the Facebook video. Or maybe he had the gun in his hand. I don't know. It said just before the video cuts off, Black can be heard telling his ex-wife, "Today's the day," and then you see the video goes off. So here's I guess what led up to all this. WBAL-TV reported that Howard County court records document the custody battle over the Black's two daughters, which involved near constant court filings over a 4-year span. According to Fox Baltimore, more than 3,600 documents have been filed over custody of the children. So let's say let's go with the 4 years. So we're talking, what's 8 and 4 is 32, 9 and 4 is 36. So we're talking nearly 900 documents being filed on average per year. That's just the average. We don't know if they was all filed in the beginning, in the end, or the middle. We don't know. We just know if it's 4 years, over a 4-year span, 900 documents have been filed per year. You see, the thing is, I don't know what type of guy he was. It says here, Wendy's Black's court filing, however, painted her former husband as a violent, unstable man determined to kill her. She said he abused drugs and alcohol and had access to weapons and had threatened to kill her and the children. It says here in his most recent filing, 4 days before the homicides, J. Black accused his ex-wife of not complying with a court-ordered custody exchange. He also accused her of hiding her address, keeping their children from him, and trying to hit him with her car. So I'm gonna say it like this. It seems like this relationship was pretty volatile. Back and forth with each one. Let's say filing 900 filings. Most likely, say she files something and then he file a motion behind it. You know, she'll file something else and then he'll file, and then it just probably just kept going down the line. This brother may have been a violent man. It's a possibility. Also a possibility that she was lying. This brother may have did something to his children. And it's a possibility that he didn't. But here's what I'll say on a personal note. Because this stuff you can read here, you can read on a Daily Mail, you can go wherever you want to and find the story. It's been all over the place. As I said earlier, the courts do not care about the family structure like you think they do. For whatever reason, it seems like, from my standpoint, and I'm coming from personal experience, it seems like they are in the business to destroy one half of the parents. Now I say, like I said, in my situation, I've been there for my kids since before they was born. This is over 26 years ago. Been there since, like I said, before they was born. When their mother had nowhere else to turn, nowhere else to go to. And this is, I'm talking about when I was young, like real young. Like I'm still staying at home, and figuring out ways to do this thing together. Because I felt, my responsibility. That's why I was raised, man, take care of responsibility. So that's what I ventured out to do. And we had a rocket, you know what I'm saying? And we had a rocket relationship. Yes, we did. But a lot of times people want to attribute it to being kids. I just attribute it to the maturity, because you see people all the time get married when they're young and they stay married until the day they die. But it's like an understanding. They understand. It's like if you come kind of like from the same background, I believe people understand each other better. But anyway, the point about the court is that, like I said before in the past video, that the courts try to make me seem like either a deadbeat or a shitty daddy, which was far from the case. My kids would tell you, and their mother would tell you. But You got the lawyer on the other side trying to defame my character. You got the judge who you can sit there and listen to the way she talked and how she was presenting stuff, that she was trying to make me look bad. But there was no way in the world you could look bad. I mean, shoot, my kid's mother at the time had a career going. I was still trying to get into a career. So no, I couldn't provide like she did, but I provided the best I could. But I provided for them since day one. So why all of a sudden now I'm no good? Because I'm trying to build a better, trying to economically grow. Now it's okay if she grows economically, go to school, don't say she's a single mother, do it by yourself, all that kind of stuff. As long as the woman does that, it's fine. But then when the dad is trying to do the same thing, to me, it just sounds like that encouragement. And yes, even through all this, there was a false allegation, an unsubstantiated allegation presented through all this when it was going through the custody and everything. And there were things where supervised visitation was like thrown on the table, but it was like nobody was ever physically harmed. No one was verbally abused, physically abused, emotionally abused. It was just something with the adults. It was just something with the adults trying to, I don't know what it was, something emotional. I don't understand what the issue is. I'm trying to go into too much detail about everything because I'm trying to put it in the past, put it behind me, moving forward with my life because I'm cool with I'm cool with how everything is going. So, but there's some emotional instability at the time where things have been put out there that wasn't true. And when you see these things on paper in court documents, mind you, she ain't going. They're not going to send her to jail. And that's what happened. A lot of times, these women especially will file false allegations against people. And you'll never know if they're telling the truth, not because the evidence there'll be no evidence of what they're talking about. But then doggone well, it didn't happen in the first place. Nothing is ever said after it's just swept under the rug. But you're still pissed. You're still upset because you can't believe that person did all of this, went to this level to disparage your character. So now you're upset. What this brother did, like I said, is deplorable. Can't back it, can't give it I don't even want to acknowledge it because it's not what he should have done. But do I understand his anger? And I'm not even on that level, but do I understand the anger of wanting to cause harm to somebody who is doing something that you can't believe they're doing? Yeah, I can understand it. I remember standing in front of the judge and listen to this woman try to berate me again. Never was abusive to the mother, to my kids. Always been there since day one. Put up with a whole lot of bullshit. Put up with a lot of it. And I might have thrown some out there too. But the thing is, nobody's perfect, so how can one be worse than the other? You see what I'm saying? But this judge sat there and tried to berate me, made me seem like a deadbeat dad. Tried her best, couldn't do it. Really couldn't do it. Even tried to set precedence with me about child support when it's always already in writing that child support wasn't going to happen because it's already documented with the court. So, but they kept trying to revisit. They're trying to figure out a way for me to pay back. But why I got to pay back when I'm not? Anyway, it just didn't make sense. Back child support didn't make sense in my case because, like I said, I just was always there every day. So, and I always did for them, provided for them every day, as much as I could, every day, trying to get to where I'm at now, professionally. But for the judge to sit there and try to clown me in front of that courtroom, I swear that I'm standing there looking at this woman And you don't know how bad it was that I just wanted to like just jump over that damn bench and just choke this woman. And I shouldn't say that. But that was 10 years. That wasn't even 6-7 years ago. So, you know, it's like I said, it's in the past. Not even that long ago. Like 5-6 years ago. But I'm just saying, I can tell you how I felt because she's saying something about me. This lawyer over here saying something about me. And this woman over there just sitting there looking like, I'm sitting here thinking like, why are you allowing this to happen when you know better? You know, don't come at me after this fact and say that I didn't mean for this to happen, blah, blah, blah. After that, it's too late. Because everything that happened in court is now, it's documented. You know, it's on paper. It's on file now. So now it's like it's there. So it's like, no, it's too late now. Do that to them later. No, do that to them, I mean, like say during the hearing. You know, don't do that in private. Nah. We ain't got nothing to say about that. We ain't got nothing else to say after that. Once you walk out that courtroom, you ain't got nothing else to say. But like I said, when that judge sat there and said what she said, you just don't know how a brother felt like, you know, just in his mind. Not saying it was like the biggest thing on my mind, but I'm just saying it just felt like a split second. You know, you just wanted to light the courtroom on fire, just walk out and lock the door. Because it's like it's not fair. You feel like it's not fair. Nobody here at that instant is listening to you. But what helps me, I feel, what helped me back then is I had support group. I had family, you know, that I could talk to. Friends and family, people who've been through it, family who could just, you know, console me. I had my kids who I could see and talk to every day and know that there was no hard feelings. Know that they still love me and I love them. That's what I had. That's what I understood. Because even like early on, my oldest daughter, you know, when she was younger, I mean, her mother would have like go back and forth to have some spats. You know, a lot of times it would be, you know, a lot of times it could be arguments to where then there's a threat of you're not going to see your kids no more. Then you just back up and be like, okay, I'll take the bullet call. You know what it is? We'll work this out. But then after a while, you start to think, hey, if she gonna do it, then let her do it. Because you can never let someone control your life. Nobody. You can't let nobody hold you hostage. You just can't do it. If you're in a relationship with somebody or a marriage or what have you, then you know it's an understanding. It's a, what do you call it? It's an agreement. You compromise with each other. You understand how to deal with each other because it's what you want to do. But it's not a marriage or a relationship if you're scared to even, you're scared to breathe wrong. You scared to sneeze and thinking that, this person, if I do this wrong, this person's gonna threaten me and take my kids away. Because women know that men love their children. Period. You know, men love his offspring. Most men, real men, love their offspring. They want to be there and take care of them and watch them grow. So a lot of them, for some reason, feel they can use that against you to try to keep you controlled. But I've never been a person that likes to be, controlled by anybody. So for a little time I was young, didn't know no better, she could say something about, we can get into it, she say something about, you're not gonna see your kids or keep your kids from blah, blah. First I would, back up, then might get upset and we going at it, say even harder, but then one day I'm like, you know what? If you're gonna do it, do it. It is what it is, I'm not finna fight this. Because it's retarded. If that's where you want to go, like I said, I wasn't abusing. Like I said, I wasn't out here cheating on you. I wasn't beating my kids, wasn't abusing my kids, assaulting them physically or whatever. If that's what you want to do, fine. So that's. But I know the truth. And what I had to realize is, my kids are young now, and you can tell them anything. But when they get older, they'll know the truth too. And they'll realize it. And they're not going to, and then all that anger or resentment they may have against me, it'll flip over. to you. And that's the worst thing, because you had those few years. Now maybe for the rest of your life your kids resent you, but for the rest of my life my kids are gonna love and respect me because they understand, they know who their dad is. So I was like, that's fine, say what you want to say, but I know the truth, and eventually the truth will come out. And that's the way you have to look at it in situations like this. Now him, 3 years, that's what I want to say to the courts. 3 years, 4 years. If let's say what his ex-wife said was true, then I will put a lot of the blame on the court system. I don't want to hear nothing about case laws being backed up, don't have enough judges or assistant judges or enough lawyers or enough CPS people. I don't want to hear it. If a woman doesn't file complaints of sexual misconduct against 1 and 2-year-old kids, that there should have been put as top priority in the court system. I don't care what else is out there. I don't care if you got a dude out there who's a serial killer and killed 40 prostitutes left on side the road. I don't care. It does not matter. If you're talking about kids who can't talk, who can't defend themselves, there should have been thorough investigation, immediate investigation, and whatever goes on. But then, the problem is, because this lets you know that this happens far more often than we think, than it should. Because if the courts are backed up to where this was not made a priority after 3 years, and then he filed something 4 days before saying that she's not allowing him. So if he's filed an order or petition, whatever, saying that she's not allowing him to see kids, or she's violating a court order, then that must mean that the allegations of sexual molestation must have been thrown out. Because if she's supposed to bring him the kids, then that means the court must have felt that she was lying. So here's the thing. The court said no. Because now we can't pick and choose when the court, saying it's right or wrong, right? We can't say, well, the court was wrong in his situation, but it was right in her situation. You see what I'm saying? Because we wasn't there for none of it. Because they both had stories. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear her story at all. But so if the molestation charges were thrown out, then that meant, and he was allowed to see his children, and he probably thought that he won part of that case. Now she's going against everything and stop still. She said, "To hell with it. You're not gonna see your kids still not gonna see your kids." So now he's at the brink. And then you have a girlfriend who y'all get into it. So again, he may be a violent person. Yeah, a lot of times you hear the case, couples get into it, dude haul off and hit the woman. So now the woman mad and say, you know what? You're not gonna see me, you're not gonna see the kids or whatever. But then he clicked and like, oh yeah, so he said, I'm not going through this with 2 of y'all. I already spent $100,000 a year on attorney fees as it is. I'm not doing this again. Hell, both of y'all in. Got them both. Which is sad. Which is really, really sad. But man, I know I've been all over the place with this doggone me story, because it's like I said, it's personal. And you can, and for those of you who feel that this man is probably lying, no, he wasn't justified in doing what he did. Like I said, once he pulled that trigger, man, you're on your own on that one. If you don't believe that this man could have got that angry, I tell you what you do. On Monday, is it Monday and Wednesday? I believe it's Monday and Wednesday morning. Between the hours of 8 and 10, I know. Go, especially in Dallas, go to your family court. It's open to the public. You walk into the courtroom, courthouse, go upstairs. I don't know if it's either, I forgot, it's the 8th floor, 6th to 8th floor, something like that. It's been years since I've been there, but Go to the family courts and just sit there and watch some of them cases. Watch some of them hearings. Just watch it. And you will see exactly what I'm talking about, what a lot of brothers are talking about. Just go in there and see. Like I said, when I was in there, I was like, I don't see, I'm saying like, I know the judge ain't talking to me because there's no way in hell the judge talking to me because I know everything I've done for my kids and their mother. Being married to, even before we was married. Even after the divorce. It's like stuff I still was doing for her and them, but it was my children. You know, what am I gonna do? I'm not built. Just leave them out there like that. But like I say, go to the court hearing. Go to like the little court, little hearings and stuff, little cases or whatever. Look at the docket, and you'll see how many cases are on the docket for that day. And that's another thing too. The reason why these cases are dragged out is because these courts, to me, they're like doctor visits. You know how you go to the doctor and you'll sit there and wait forever in the waiting room. Then you get into that, once you get back into that room, you're there like 15 minutes. But while you're the nurse come in, walk out. The doctor come in for 5 minutes and it's gone. You done paid $120 something, for a doctor visit unless you got a copay. For a doctor visit, for them to look at you, prescribe you something, move on to the next one. It's like bam, 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 it's just going around. There's no sitting there talking to you, sitting down, consult like real consultations for 30 minutes or an hour. No. It's like this dude got 4 appointments that hour, 4 or 5 appointments that hour, and going to each room, and doing his notes, doing her notes, and going to the next one, doing the notes. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like assembly line. That's how the courts are. You have a case at 8 o'clock. The next case is at 8:15. The next one is at 8:30. It doesn't matter. They do it like you see it on Judge Judy, like you watching, like say one of them court TV shows where they got to solve this case in 10, 12 minutes. That's how it really is. Well, when I say how it really is, I mean time-wise. You go in there with these hearings, they want you out of there in 10, 15 minutes. And then we're going to bring the next one. That's how they want it, real quick. So you go in there, talk for a few minutes, okay. And like when you halfway through, it seems like you about to come to a solution or something could be worked out, something that everybody can agree upon, the judge say, okay, so next case will be in, a month from now, let's say January, so blah, 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 okay? All right. They hit that gavel, it's over, and you sitting there like, what the hell just happened? Did we finish them or did we not? They're like, no, we got to come back. Like, for what? We can't finish this now. I said, no, Judge, say it's time, That's all she want to hear. And so that brings, so then you got enough. So during that time, what you got to do, pay another court fee. You got to continue to pay your lawyers. So I got to pay another filing fee. If you feel like filing some of the motion to go against whatever the judge said, and it's just a cycle. And you can end up, this dude been going through this for like about 4 years. It could take another 4 years at least. And then if you got another girlfriend who's about to put him through the same thing, this man could be going through this for the next 18 years. Can you imagine in the courts for 18 years? Ain't nobody about to put up with that. I went through court for like, I'm gonna say about 2 years. We had a court case like every 3 months or whatever. And some of it didn't even make sense. It's about a little over a year. It didn't make sense why I had to keep going back. Like I say, a good 30 minutes to take care of this and say, okay, we'll come back next time. And then the next time we come back when you get your job or whatever, if you change jobs or make whatever the case may be, make more money, whatever they got to do. Then we'll change and then we'll go back. We'll go back and we'll do something different. But for whatever strange reason, it just dragged along. And that's why I said they don't care about these kids or the parents. They want us to work out. They would have investigated these molestation charges early, got it over with. They'd have offered counseling. If it's that much violence going on in a relationship, you tell them they got to go through therapy. You know what I'm saying? Forget having to pay your lawyers, making you that money to pay a therapist. so they can all get through this. A mediator, if you will. But some countries do that, but not here. But anyway, that's all I have for this story, man. Heart do go out to the children. Sadness for the kids because of this dude's actions. Now you got kids who don't have a mother or a father, who's gonna hate the dad from the jump. And if anything negative comes out about the mother, they're gonna hold hatred towards the mother because they didn't get a chance to have any closure or to confront either one of them as to why they couldn't stay together or as to why they went through all this. So now they're gonna have to live with, hopefully they got a family that they can stay with and not in a foster care system. But this is a sad, sad story. And like I said, the kids, the unborn baby, those are the only 3 people that right now hold no blame. And those are the only 3. And those are the 3 that I'm going to, just feel for. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. I'd love to hear your comments on how you feel about the dad, the ex-wife, and the girlfriend who was going to do the same thing as the ex-wife was going to do. I mean, in my opinion, I think maybe he did just, they had a fight and he beat her. He might have hit, assaulted her and hurt her. So she, first thing she's going to say out of her mouth is, you ain't going to never see me, you ain't going to see the kids, blah, blah. Probably said that out of anger. So, oh man, she paid for it. And everybody involved paid for it. Anyway, that's all I got. Like I say, as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, and hit the notification bell when you do subscribe. If you want to support the channel, go to the description box, click the website, purchase some merchandise like the shirt and other things. Like I said, I'd rather for you to, if you're gonna pay money. Now, don't get me wrong. You can CashApp, PayPal, or what have you. That's fine. I know I said I would love that, but if you feel like there needs to be a fair exchange, you buy some merchandise to help support the channel. You got a YouTube channel or plan on starting a YouTube channel, hit that TubeBuddy link. Sign up for that. It'll help you streamline and get started with your YouTube channel. Show you what the hot topics are, give you the tags and the keywords to use to help increase your viewership, which is going to help increase your subscriptions, your subscribers. But with that being said, hey, story, like I said, this story is pretty much like mentally draining, man. So like I said, I was all over the place with this story because it was a lot. It's a lot. But what I'm saying, like I say, I could understand his anger, but the difference between me and him, I'm still here. My kids are still here. The mother of my children still living. Everybody's living their lives, and that's the point, man. And that's the bottom line, man. Just everybody just live in peace. Everybody's not gonna love you. Everybody's not gonna like you. Everybody's not gonna respect you. But people are gonna be who they are. And so, bottom line is, all you can do is live your life accordingly, and don't be surprised of certain actions of certain people. But anyway. With that, I leave you the same way I come, and that's with peace.